Hello, how are you? How is your day going? Mine, I'm shocked. I ordered from r.e.m Beauty on Black Friday. My parcel has been in transit since then. Today is the 24th of December. It's been about a month. I've been waiting for this one package. I ordered from House Labs earlier this week and it arrived in like 4 days, which kind of blew my mind. And I'm still waiting for my r.e.m Beauty package. I emailed r.e.m, they were like, wait 4 business days, which I was like, isn't until January now. So I just kind of accepted to myself that I wasn't gonna get to open my r.e.m order until like first week of January, the earliest is what I was thinking. I actually also thought the parcel was lost completely. But then a Christmas miracle happened and my package has arrived. So finally I can do a proper review and an unboxing of r.e.m Beauty for you. I've got these products that I ordered online on Black Friday and I've got a couple more things I bought from Selfridges in store. I briefly went over this story in my House Labs video, which if you are interested in my reviews on celebrity makeup brands, go and watch that. I think it's quite a good video. To cut a long story short, did my Black Friday order, wanted the Fembot liquid eyeshadow and they don't ship it to the UK. So I was like, oh, I wonder if they stock it in Selfridges then, and they do. So I decided to go in store because they had an offer on in store where if you spent like £45, you get a free lip balm. My friend told me, you should really get the lip balm, it's really good. So I was like, well, I wanted to get this eyeshadow anyway, and I get free lip balm if I spend enough, so let me go in store and have a look. Went in store, they did not have the eyeshadow, they did not have Fembot, and the girl was like, yeah, we're almost always out of stock of that, like it's our most popular eyeshadow. So I was kind of gutted, but I was so impressed with the things I was swatching on my hands that I bought enough stuff anyway. Let's just unbox and I can talk about my feelings and thoughts and things as we're unboxing and doing my face. I've ordered some of the Undereye Cooling Balm, so I didn't want to go too far in my makeup before trying that. Ooh, that's fun. Ooh, a lot of white paper. My order in tissue paper. No little postcard or anything as far as I can see, unless it's in here. No, it doesn't come with a postcard or anything like that. That would have been a nice touch. No, a little postcard with like a r.e.m campaign photo on and stuff like that would have been cute, but that's fine. I like that the tissue paper matches the packaging. Very space age silver, I love it. So I ordered, as I said, full night sleep cooling blurring under eye balm, the highlighter topper in colour Mama Earth, because when I saw this colour I thought of a particular Lady Gaga look that I would like to recreate. If you are a super fan, you already know the one I'm thinking of. Midnight Shadows Gel Eyeshadow in Quality Time, which is the red. Eclipse cheek and lipstick in front row center. I wanted to get a shade that was most like a contour shade. I think I said before I don't really contour very much, but I do kind of contour with blush. So I thought if I get like a liquid kind of blush contour stick, then that's something in my kit that I don't really have in my kit. I'm not a professional makeup artist by any means. And finally, I really wanted to try the Sweetener Concealer. This is one I wish I'd waited until I went in store to swatch, because I just used their online shade matcher. I chose this Too Faced concealer to kind of color match it with, so it should be a similar shade to this, which is fine, but this is quite light on me. So I don't know if I'd have like tried it on in store a bit more. Maybe it would have been more natural rather than like a much lighter concealer. It's totally my fault, not Ariana's. Then from Selfridges, well, I got the Everything Nice Lip Balm for free, as I mentioned. I got another gel metallic eyeshadow, but this time in the shade Touch, because the girl in the shop said this was a really good dupe for the Fembot eyeshadow that I wanted, so it's probably the closest thing. And then I got the At the Borderline eyeliner marker in black, or At the Borderline kohl eyeliner pencil in So Mod. So I got a black liquid liner and a white pencil liner. Really excited to try these. So obviously, like I said, I am going to prep my face while using the Undereye Cooling Balm. This is one of the products I'm most excited for because, as you can see, I have quite deep bags under my eyes. At this point, I mean, I ordered this before accepting that the only way I can get rid of this is by having surgery, but I'm still down to try anything. So this is what it looks like. It feels nice and heavy. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not the consistency I was expecting. I don't know why. So I'm just going to take the excess of this little lid thing onto my finger. Much thicker than I thought it would be. I should have really just done one side at a time so we could have compared, but I like the consistency of it. I still have bags, obviously, I always will, but That's nice. I really like eye creams lately. I've been using mostly this r.e.m banana cream, which I put on at night, but it does say specifically like it works really well if you want to put it on under concealer. So yeah, that feels nice. It almost feels like a bit tacky, like I can put makeup on top of this, which is a good thing. I don't really want to give like a number out of 10 rating on this until I've properly like wear tested it and tried putting makeup over the top of it, but so far so good. Cute. Okay, next things I'm going to try are going to be the concealer and the lip and cheek stick, because the way I do my foundation currently is not by putting all one product on. I'm kind of doing that thing where you map out parts of your face and put different products in different bits of your face. So what I want to do is start putting a lip and cheek stick here, and then obviously my concealer, I'm gonna try this one. So let me do the other things. So when I made my House Labs video a few months ago, a few people asked me to make a video about my thoughts on r.e.m beauty. My thoughts on the brand in general. I don't know, I don't think I have particularly controversial thoughts about the brand. I think maybe the most controversial thing is that I actually really like the branding. I think some people find the r.e.m beauty branding to be a little bit childish or gimmicky, but I actually think, and I don't mean this as shade, I actually think it really suits Ariana's brand very well. She's used that kind of like retro futuristic space age imagery quite a lot, and I think it makes sense for her. It's pretty, it's camp, it's like serious without being too serious. I just really enjoy it. I like that there's consistency with like the packaging here and like these like kind of circle patterns and how these almost look like scientific labels. I like, that's just so satisfying to me. I don't know why, I'm just really drawn to how that looks. Doesn't smell of anything. Okay, let's just, that glides on fairly easily. It probably would work well if I'd warmed this up on my hand first. I'm not enjoying, side note, this like hair contouring that people are doing. Fun. I really loved the website as well. I thought, oh, how cute it comes with. It comes with a little spoon. I didn't know if like they all came with that. Looks like a little C word spoon. Yeah, I just think it really suits Ariana's brand. And it's like a really nice way to like kind of feel true to Ariana herself and the kind of things that her fans will like. It feels nice and thick, like quite a thick consistency. I'm gonna put some here because I do get a lot of redness here. Put this on this red part of my eyebrow. Context, before I started filming, there was just a few eyebrow hairs I wanted to get rid of, and I stupidly did it without like wetting my skin. I just wanted to quickly just get rid of like a few hairs. Okay, let's blend this all in before it like dries and then I look horrible. Contour stick blends out quite subtly, that's nice. I guess it's one of those, if you wanted it to be more, you can just put more product on. What I like about the r.e.m beauty products is it feels like there's something for everyone, whether you're into like safe kind of beauty, like day to day, whether you want to do more experimental stuff, real artistry, whether you want to just like copy Ariana Grande's makeup, there's kind of something there for everyone, for all fans. And I think that's like so important because obviously Ariana Grande's fan base is made up of so many people. You've got like the more kind of young girls, pop star fans who like things like, I would assume, like Break Free and like those kind of songs. You've got like people who really respect Ariana as like an R&B artist. You've got gay men, obviously. So, I mean, she has quite a diverse fan base. So that's what I enjoy with this brand. It feels like there is something that would appeal to everyone here. It's done a good job of covering up that red. I like it, I'm happy with that. I'm now gonna test how it performs if I'm like adding additional product when I've already got base makeup on. So I'm gonna add a little bit more of this and add a little bit more of the concealer just to see like if it survives. It sounds really sinister, but you know what I mean, like if it's gonna merge with my base makeup well or if it's just kind of gonna peel things off. This little spoon is sparking so much joy for me. Put a little bit here, just where my lines of my baggy eyes are. One of my friends told me you shouldn't put like if you're trying to cover up bags on your eyes like I've got, you shouldn't work your concealer all the way up to your eye. You should just put it like where the bag is. So I've been trying to do that lately. I feel like I just need to practice completely perfecting my concealer placement. I'm gonna put tiny dot more here. This little injury I've given myself. Okay, let's see if this blends in nicely or if it's gonna throw a tantrum. That's nice. Really glad I got this shade. The other shades were all really much more pink, and you know I love pink, but the thing is I already have a lot of pink products. This is something I really needed. One thing I really didn't want to do with this video, as a side note, is like buy things that I thought were going to be bad for the sake of having a video where I can be like, oh, this product's terrible, and like waste a load of product just so I can, you know, have like a annoying face in the thumbnail. So for example, I've heard that like the r.e.m eyeshadow palettes are very hit and miss. Some people don't really like those, so I was like, I'm not gonna bother buying those. Also, I have a lot of eyeshadow, but I just thought like, even though that's one of probably the more talked about products, I'm not gonna buy that for the sake of having more like negative stuff or controversial stuff to talk about. Yeah, like I say, I still haven't really mastered this whole like placing your concealer only to cover up the bags thing, but it's worth a try. I think I'll get there eventually. But yeah, this concealer is definitely quite a bit lighter than my skin tone, but that's fine. It's not that expensive actually. It's £21, and I got all of the stuff I ordered online, I got 30% off because of Black Friday, which is a really good sale. So if I want to buy more, I can quite easily go and buy more. That is one thing I really like about r.e.m beauty, is the affordability of it. I spent, through a Black Friday sale, I spent probably about £60 on the stuff I ordered online, and then I spent another 45 in store at Selfridges. So I've spent just over £100 at r.e.m beauty. I spent just under £100 at House Labs. At House Labs I bought 3 products, and I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 r.e.m products, so like 3 times the amount of things. That's not to say that House Labs is 3 times more expensive than r.e.m beauty, but it's just to kind of put into perspective how far your money goes. Maybe it's just that, sorry I keep talking about House Labs, but maybe it's just that, I don't know, a Lady Gaga fan's seen as like a bit older and a bit more mature, so would they have more money now? Are they still kind of thinking Ariana Grande's fan base is quite young, so they don't have tons of money? I don't know. Cool, I'm really happy with my base. I like this contour thing. It's not like the most vibrant, but I don't think that's what it's for. So I'm happy with that. What shall we play with next? Oh, let's do the lip balm as like a lip prep. Everything Nice Lip Balm. Oh yeah, this really confuses me because I feel like you should pull this, but it's actually a twist. I need to twist the cap off. It's really pretty and glittery though. I don't know if you can see. Is that showing up at all? I mean, it's only a lip balm. Yeah, it's like got very subtle flecks of like gold and pink glitter in there. Smells like lip balm. Yeah, feels nice, like a lip balm. I'll let that sit on my lips while I do my eye makeup then. I've got 5 remaining products to use. 2 metallic gel eyeshadows, a black liquid liner and a white pencil liner. And I have this highlighter, and the reason I haven't put it on yet is because I'm waiting till the end. It's because I bought green highlighter. I'm gonna unbox it though. It's such a cool shape. You know I love a comparison, comparing the r.e.m beauty highlighter to Fenty Beauty, similar in size, 8 grams, yeah, it's the same weight, same amount of product compared to the House Labs highlighter. This has 0.5 grams more product in it. When you open it, it has almost like this plush luxe embossing of this like swirl pattern. Feels quite subtle. It's almost disappeared actually. It almost blends out to like a green tinted white, but obviously I've not put a lot on then. But yeah, I thought that would go quite well with this metallic gel shadow I bought in the shade Touch. Now this, so satisfying if you're someone who loves glitter like me. Oh, that's come off. Ooh, nice gel consistency. The only thing I'm worried about is when I swatched everything in store, I did about just under 10 swatches on my hand. I did like 5 swatches here of the liquid eyeshadows, not the gel ones. A swatch of the black liquid liner, a swatch of the pencil liner, and then I swatched maybe 2 or 3 of those gel shadows here. Oh, and I swatched, I think maybe 2 lip stains as well. So as I was swatching, I kind of fell in love with everything, but told myself, you've already spent a load of money on r.e.m beauty, just stick to the £45 limit for your free lip balm. So anyway, I bought the stuff, I left Selfridges and then I had to walk quite far to get my train home. During this time, I went and got food. The whole time, obviously, because it's winter, I had my coat on and my coat sleeve would have been like this. As I'm walking, like my coat would have been rubbing against my hand a little bit. So I was shocked when I finally got on my train, like an hour or so later, with all of that activity. I'd even like rubbed my hand a little bit, I think. Almost all of the swatches were still like perfectly intact. I was especially surprised by the pencil liner because pencil, in my experience, doesn't stay very well. The only things that had kind of moved were those gel eyeshadows that I'd swatched here. And I don't know if it's just because the testers I was using in store were kind of like dried up. The ones I was using in store, the testers had dried and gone like hard. Whereas this is obviously still very gel and creamy, how it should be. So maybe that had something to do with it, but that was the only swatches that had moved. All of the other stuff had stayed intact. They aren't waterproof because when I came home, I washed my hands obviously with soap and it all came off kind of right away, but you're not really scrubbing your face with water day to day, so I think that's okay. So yeah, I was really impressed by that. Just to open this one, because I didn't swatch this in store because I already knew I'd bought it online. Oh, it's more kind of bronzy than red. Thought it was going to be more like red looking. These are kind of hard to take off with nails. It's a very pretty colour. I almost wonder if I can pat this into my base as like a blush. Should we try? Got quite a lot on my finger. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this, dot it here. I think this should work because I've not set my face with powder yet. Oh, it's kind of worked. They don't, they're kind of hard to blend out. But I mean, in fairness, it doesn't say use this as a blush, it says use it as an eyeshadow. I'm always a bit confused on how you're supposed to apply gel eyeshadows. I'm gonna take this little nail brush. I can do thin kind of bits with it, but I also should be able to stamp and do kind of more blending here as well. So let's see how I get on doing that. This blush is actually way more subtle. I just looked in the mirror when I'm not under this harsh kind of light. Not so bad. I think doing this has kind of removed some of the makeup I had on underneath. So whether you can use these gel shadows as face products, my verdict is 50-50. Try at your own risk. Oh, it is very pretty though. When I kind of look back here, I don't know if it's showing up on the camera so much, but when this hits the light in the right way, the particles in the shimmer look almost more like a rosy pink than red, which is quite interesting. So I did buy more pink products after all. I'm gonna just use what's left over on my finger to kind of start a cat eye shape here and then go with the brush. You can see a little goes a really long way with this product. I've still got a lot on my finger, which is good because you want your money's worth, but I've also got that image of like the dried up gel shadows from Selfridges in my head. That's fun. I'm gonna take that more kind of here. You can see how different the product looks here and here when it's more kind of concentrated, and whereas where I've really blended it out here, which I think is really pretty. They almost look like two different products, even though obviously it's the same. Maybe this is hard to blend because obviously the shadow needs to dry down, whereas the other face products, you obviously just kind of set them with powder, so they don't need to dry down on their own, whereas the eyeshadow does have to kind of dry down on its own a bit. Maybe that's why I'm finding it hard to like blend into my face. Okay, let me play around with this a bit more off camera and I will be back. Something I'm noticing as I'm doing this graphic eye is the gel has kind of, that I had on my finger, has kind of dried and is flaking off my finger. So it does dry relatively quickly. By relatively quickly, I must have been doing this for what, like 10 minutes? It's not even like where the gel is on my finger really thinly, it's like clumps of gel are like falling off my finger. So that's kind of like a good and a bad thing, I guess. It's a good thing if you are like wanting your makeup to dry down, if you want your eyeshadow to dry down. It's a bad thing if you're kind of trying to do like graphic looks that take time, like me. I think this would be really good if you used it in the same way you would apply like an eyeshadow for a smoky eye. Does that make sense? I think that will do. That will do, right? That's what's left on my finger. You saw before I had quite a big pile of it on my finger. I want to test like how this dried thing is going to blend on my hand. Because yeah, like here, like if I was using that as like just an all over eyeshadow, that would still be performing really well. God, that's such a pretty glitter though, isn't it? You can see more what I'm talking about here when I said when it hits the light in the right way, it looks pink. And that is absolutely gorgeous, like a bronze hot pink. duo. It's really nice, quite unique. So I don't know if that's really, that two-tone is really showing on my eye, but I feel like in the right angles, it is definitely showing on product I used as blush. Yeah, if I try and go and add any more, it's kind of lifting my foundation because it's just too dry now. If I blend this now, you can see the general kind of initial swipe is still really intact, but the glitter is blending kind of all over my hand where I've rubbed it. I think this product is just one that you kind of need to learn how to use. If you're the kind of person that's going to be using this, just kind of swipe on your eye, maybe blend it out a bit and have that as your eye look, great. If you want to do anything else with it, and this isn't a bad thing whatsoever, I think you just need to kind of learn how to use it and learn the right techniques. It's like when Fenty came out with their foundation and people were saying like, oh, it's kind of hard to use because it dries down really fast. It doesn't mean the product is bad, it just means you obviously need to learn how to use it in the right way. It's the same thing I was saying yesterday with my House Labs Atomic Shake lip lacquers. I found them slightly challenging to apply because I was so intimidated of going outside of the lines of my lips that if I kind of made a mistake and went here, it's going to be hard to remove. So subconsciously I was underlining my lips when I was putting it on. My lips are here, but I was applying it, say, here, like not to the edge of my lips because I was kind of scared. That doesn't mean the product is bad, it means I just need to learn how to use it in the right way. If anything, it's a good thing because we love innovation. Let's go in with this other color, which I believe is called Touch. Yeah, I also would say like don't leave these open as you use them, just in case you find like what happened to me happens. So I'm just going to delicately place that on top like that. It's not airtight, but it's better than it being completely open. I've got quite a lot of product on my brush, but that's okay. I'm going to try and go here with this and just see how it looks blended out. And I'm also going to take some on my brow bone. That's so gorgeous. But what I'm doing, I don't know if you can tell, I've kind of dispersed the product generally where I'm putting it rather than working on one area at a time. Now that I've put kind of the main 4 places I'm putting the product, now is when I'm going to go in and kind of blend it and do other stuff with it, because there's less risk now that it's actually there, that it's going to dry and I'm not going to be able to put the product other places. I'm going to go in like more my inner corner here, this brow bone. You see? That brow bone is really strong. This won't look as weird once I draw my eyebrows on, I promise. You can see obviously using the product this way uses quite a bit more of it. My phone ran out of storage, I'm sorry, so I've already gone in and blended this in, but one thing I will say is this is a very, very intense highlight and I like it, but it is very intense. Don't worry about this, we're gonna blend this using, obviously, Mama Earth highlighter, because I think this kind of looks a bit greenish and this blends out to like a white green, so hopefully that will make the eye look a little bit more seamless. I like the gel shadows, they're a very interesting product. They're quite challenging, I think, but that's kind of fun. So I'm going to just blend this by taking some Mama Earth highlighter topper. Ooh, that's really nice. It's much more green when you use it this way. That's cool. You can see it's definitely brighter where I've used the gel, but still very similar where I've used the topper. So I'm gonna also blend a little bit where I've done this brow bone highlight. Interesting. I'm gonna just take some like nude colored eyeshadow and just kind of go more here to kind of have more of a skin tone color towards the end and kind of blend that so it doesn't look like I've put green eyeshadow here. It looks more kind of, as you go into my inner corner, it gets brighter. There. Let's go in with some liners. So I haven't used these yet. So this is the pencil. Does it twist? Yeah, it does. Okay, good. I was a bit worried then. I'm gonna put a white liner on my waterline. Feels like it's like not really taking to my eye. I don't know why. It sort of is. There's definitely a difference, but it's not like my eye's like too watery for it or something. The more I'm doing it, the more I'm like stabbing myself in the eye and making it worse. Okay, I think that's better. I just had to do a couple of goes, but you can definitely see there's a difference. Is it because it's too pointy? That has gone on like so much easier. It was obviously just too pointy and I was stabbing myself in the eye is what was happening. Okay, white liner is on. What will be interesting to see is if like by the end of this video, if it still looks this white or if it's kind of dissipated slightly. I find that with white liners, they always go on really vibrant and pretty like this, but it doesn't take long for them to sort of disappear. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it sticks around or if it's going to disappear. Let's do some liner. The girl in the shop said this was really good, and I almost like, I gave her a chance to say it wasn't good. So I said, I'm gonna buy one more product. Should I go for the lip stain or the liquid liner? And she was like, go for the liner. So if it's not good, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm also interested to see like how it's going to react to like the dried down gel eyeshadow. But so far so good. It's nice and pigmented, glides on very easily. Felt tip makes it easy. Felt tip liners are much easier, I think, especially if you're not completely experienced with eyeliner. I was more than happy to try this eyeliner because I've been on the hunt, I think I've said before in some of my videos, for a good black liquid liner. I feel like every liner I try has like holy grail properties and then just awful properties, and it's like I want to Frankenstein together the Fenty Beauty liner with the KVD liner with the Haus Labs 1.0 eyeliner. If I could like Frankenstein those together and just take the good parts of all of them, they'd be like the perfect eyeliner. I keep saying that r.e.m beauty is affordable. It is still premium pricing, it's just not as up there as like other premium makeup brands, so please don't think I'm saying like this is cheap makeup whatsoever. I do think even just buying this for some people is like an unaffordable option. I totally get that, so it is still important that they do perform like premium products. And I honestly do think this eyeliner is like what you should expect when you spend money on an eyeliner. I think it was 18, so I think it's about the same price as the KVD tattoo liner, which is seen by a lot of people as like the best eyeliner in the world. For me, it isn't. Initial impressions, I do prefer this. Obviously, you can't really judge until I've worn it for like a couple of hours. But just initial application, I find this much easier to use. I find the KVD liner very dry, whereas this, I've had no problems with the pigment. It's even gone well over the gel eyeshadow, which I thought it might have a bit of problems doing. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's do some more. What should I do here? Like a star? That's fun. Fun little eye look, isn't it? Okay, let me do my other eye off camera and then we'll be back. For God's sake, how have I messed this up so badly? Okay, I've kind of fixed it. I had to cheat and use some more gel eyeshadow to kind of cover where I'd done this a bit too thick, but this side is nice. Okay, let me add some eyebrows and finish my face off and all that jazz. I'm really impressed with what I've used today. I'm really happy with pretty much everything. I guess maybe the Undereye Cooling Balm, I would say, I don't know how to measure like how good that is. I wouldn't say like, oh, you need to get this. I don't think I would ever say that about many products anyway. Like outside of r.e.m beauty, I don't think I would say to anyone like you need to get this, except from, I think everybody should try either Huda Beauty or Pat McGrath eyeshadows at some point in their lives, because I didn't really know what premium eyeshadow felt like until I used those brands. But other than that, I'd maybe say it about a foundation or something that's like less trustworthy. Do you think this looks better now I've got brows again? This, I can't get over how pretty this is. When I blended Touch with Quality Time, it looked like a little galaxy on my face, and it still does, but I just don't know if it's picking up that well on the camera. Fembot eyeshadow would be really fun to try, I think. I think the branding is great, but I thought that already. I thought the website was really good. One thing kind of underrated about the website that I really enjoy is that there are good pictures for every shade of every product. Not like every single shade had its own photo for everything. They obviously have photos of like the arms, like every beauty site does, with all the swatches going down, and then like a close-up swatch of whatever it is. But they had a lot of pictures where like full face looks had been done using the product for almost every shade. So I found that really good, because that, not to keep talking about Haus Labs, but that's one thing I felt was kind of missing from the Haus Labs website. Let's top this off with some green highlighter. The brush I'm using is slightly fluffier than the one I used on my eye, so it should hopefully perform a little bit more like a highlighter and less like an eyeshadow, but I don't know, it's coming out pretty green. Let me try using a fluffier brush. Yeah, this one needs a fluffier brush. I tend to use more compact brushes with highlighter, but for this, I think you need a fluffier brush. Otherwise, it does kind of just go on your face like a green line rather than a subtle green glow. On the whole, I really like this. Really happy with it. Really happy with r.e.m Beauty. Happy with pretty much everything I bought. White pencil liner is still looking good. I'm gassed. I like it. Do we like my t-shirt, by the way? Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Let me see what it looks like with some lashes. I was thinking, oh, it's a shame I don't have a lip product, and I remembered this is also a lip product. So I've got the lip balm, obviously, but it'd be nice to add a little bit of tint. Here we are, this is the final look. The hair is making me feel very Electra Heart. Just a close-up so you can see I've obviously added these ridiculous lashes and some gems. I did add a tiny bit of the metallic, keep forgetting what it's called, metallic Midnight Shadows metallic gel eyeshadow in the shade Quality Time. I added the red one, tiny bit to my lips, just so that's a little bit more consistent with the rest of my face. I would buy more from r.e.m Beauty. What do I have to complain about? Okay, first thing, I wish Ariana and co would start referring to it as r.e.m Beauty. It's just so much easier to say. We have e.l.f., NYX, MAC, don't know what else, but they're easy to say than ELF Beauty and NYX Beauty. So I hope that that happens because it would be much easier to say. My only other complaint would be how long the shipment took to come. And that's obviously nothing to do with the quality of the product at all. Well, I think in fairness, we have in the UK like quite bad postage strikes at the minute. So I know that came into some of it, but it still took a long time to even arrive from the US to the UK in the first place. That's my only thing. And then when I emailed customer service, they just weren't super helpful. It's fine though, because it got here in the end. That's really my only complaint, honestly. Oh, and the people in Selfridges, the first people I talked to weren't very helpful, but the girl that helped me in the end was really nice. That's literally all the bad stuff I can say about this. I think, like I said before, the gel eyeshadows obviously do dry down, and that will take some getting used to when it comes to application and your technique and stuff like that, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. It's like, I mean, they aren't the first gel eyeshadows, don't get me wrong, I know that, but I think when we have more like innovative formulas like this, it's just fun to me because it's like makeup has existed for how many years now, and we're still doing like new shades and new formulas and finding new ways to apply it. I think all of that stuff's great. So, and I would say the same thing about the Atomic Shake lip lacquers that I tried yesterday from House Labs. I just think it's fun when there's like innovation still happening within makeup. So yeah, I really enjoy this look and everything I used. I did apply a tiny bit more white pencil liner to my waterline. It was still there, it just wasn't really like popping in the way I wanted it to for this final look segment. Should I buy the Fembot eyeshadow that I was gonna do? And a lip stain? I wouldn't mind trying a lip stain as well. I'll be honest, I'm not that interested in trying like, I think they do like a setting spray and something else, like more kind of generic skin products. I've already got tons of Urban Decay setting spray. Skincare, I'd rather do like stuff from a skincare brand. I just wanted to try this under eye balm because I heard it was good. And honestly, I think it is good, but I haven't noticed anything particularly bad or particularly good about it to talk about, so I'm not an expert for this if you're looking for reviews specifically for the under eye balm. Everything else though, I consider myself pretty knowledgeable, and I would say these are good products. Hope that helps. I hope you found my opinions on r.e.m Beauty interesting. I can't wait to see what they do next. I would love for them to just like lean in harder to, as always, the more kind of different artistry looks you can do. I think what's really nice with these products is they are very easy to do like day to night looks, like the cheek kind of stain and stuff like that. They're nice for like really natural, beautiful, glamorous looks. And then you've got other products like these iridescent eyeshadows and things like that that can take it and make it a bit more magical. So I would just really like to see r.e.m like lean even harder into that and kind of do the really whimsical stuff while still having things that appeal to the more kind of generic makeup user. They're already kind of doing it. You're gonna see me using these products a lot. Thank you so much for watching. Best wishes and kisses.